Good morning, champions. Let me ask you something: what's driving your life? Is it a paycheck, a title, or the applause of others? Or is it something deeper, something eternal, something unshakable? You see, greatness isn't found in what you have, but in who you are. And who you are is tied directly to your purpose. Not your job, not your daily grind, but the reason you were placed on this earth. Purpose is the compass of your life. Without it, you drift. With it, you dominate. The world isn't waiting for another copycat, another carbon copy of what's popular. The world is waiting for you, the real you, the authentic you, the you that was designed to solve a problem no one else can. Your gifts, your experiences, your struggles, they're all ingredients of your purpose. But here's the catch: purpose doesn't chase you down. You've got to seek it, fight for it, and protect it. It's not found in comfort zones. It's discovered in the tension of pushing beyond what's easy. Purpose shows up when you stop asking, "What do I get?" and start asking, "What do I give?" The beauty of purpose is that it's not for you alone. Your purpose is designed to serve others. It's not about building a throne for yourself, it's about creating a legacy that outlives you. And that legacy starts now with the small, intentional decisions you make every day. Wake up with urgency. Stop playing small. The world doesn't need more hesitation, more excuses, or more average. It needs people who are bold enough to stand in their uniqueness, fearless enough to lead, and humble enough to serve. So here's the challenge: dig deep. Go within and ask yourself, what problem was I born to solve? What change was I designed to make? And once you find that answer, go all in. No half measures, no looking back. Because a life without purpose is merely existence. But a life with purpose, that's a life of impact, a life of legacy, and a life that will echo far beyond your years. The question isn't, do you have a purpose? You do. The question is, will you live it? Now go out there and make the rest of your life the best of your life. Purpose is the driving force behind everything that makes life meaningful. It's not merely a concept or an ideal, it's the core of who you are and why you exist. When we say that purpose is your compass, we are acknowledging its role as the internal guide that directs your actions, thoughts, and decisions. Without a sense of purpose, life can feel like a journey without a map, a series of disconnected events without meaning or cohesion. But with purpose, every step you take becomes deliberate, every challenge becomes an opportunity, and every achievement becomes a milestone on a path uniquely designed for you. The beauty of purpose lies in its ability to give clarity where there is confusion. Life is full of uncertainties, complexities, and distractions that can pull you in countless directions. It's easy to feel lost when the noise of the world clouds your vision, and when societal expectations try to dictate who you should be. Purpose, however, cuts through that noise. It acts as a grounding force that keeps you focused on what truly matters. It aligns your energy with your goals and ensures that your efforts are channeled towards something meaningful. This alignment is not just practical, it's transformational. It brings coherence to your life, turning chaos into clarity. Purpose also provides motivation that endures through adversity. When you are clear about why you do what you do, setbacks and challenges become easier to navigate. Purpose transforms obstacles into stepping stones, failures into lessons, and delays into opportunities for growth. It gives you a reason to persist when others give up and to rise when circumstances try to keep you down. Without purpose, challenges can feel insurmountable and hardships can seem unfair. But with purpose, you understand that every difficulty serves a greater plan, shaping you into the person you need to become to fulfill your calling. Moreover, purpose fosters resilience. In a world where external validation often dictates self-worth, purpose shifts your focus inward. It reminds you that your value isn't determined by how others perceive you, but by how closely you live in alignment with your mission. This inner clarity acts as a shield against criticism, rejection, and doubt. When you know your purpose, you are less likely to be swayed by fleeting opinions or temporary setbacks. You become anchored, unshaken by the storms of life because your direction is clear and your foundation is firm. Purpose isn't just about long-term goals or lofty ambitions. It also operates on a daily level, influencing even the smallest choices. It shapes how you spend your time, the people you surround yourself with, and the opportunities you pursue. It brings intentionality to every action, ensuring that you are not merely reacting to life but proactively creating the life you desire. Without purpose, it's easy to fall into patterns of busyness that lead nowhere, mistaking activity for progress. But when you are guided by purpose, every decision is filtered through the lens of whether it aligns with your mission, making your efforts more impactful and your time more valuable. One of the most powerful aspects of purpose is its ability to inspire others. When you live a life driven by purpose, you naturally become a source of inspiration for those around you. Your passion, determination, and clarity are contagious. People are drawn to individuals who know where they are going and why. Your purpose not only benefits you, but also has a ripple effect on your family, friends, and community. It gives others permission to seek their own purpose and to pursue it with the same intensity. In this way, living with purpose becomes an act of leadership, a way of guiding others toward their own potential. Purpose also bridges the gap between who you are and who you are meant to be. It challenges you to grow, to step outside of your comfort zone, and to strive for something greater than yourself. It calls you to rise above mediocrity and to reject anything that doesn't align with your highest self. This process of growth is not always easy. It requires self-reflection, sacrifice, and a willingness to face uncomfortable truths. But the reward is a life of authenticity, fulfillment, and impact, a life that resonates with your deepest values and desires. Living a life without purpose often feels like wandering aimlessly. You may achieve success by society's standards, but without a deeper sense of meaning, that success can feel hollow. Accumulating wealth, status, or recognition may bring temporary satisfaction, but it cannot replace the fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with your purpose. Purpose gives your achievements context. It ensures that your efforts are not just about personal gain, but about contributing to something larger than yourself. It transforms success from a fleeting accomplishment into a legacy that endures. Purpose is not something you find once and for all, it's something you continually discover and refine. As you grow and evolve, your understanding of your purpose deepens. It's a journey, not a destination. This journey requires patience, introspection, and a willingness to embrace uncertainty. But the effort is worth it because purpose provides a sense of direction that makes every step meaningful, even when the path is unclear. It gives you the courage to take risks, to pursue dreams that others may deem impossible, and to stay true to yourself even in the face of doubt. One of the most remarkable things about purpose is its ability to transcend circumstances. No matter where you are in life, no matter what challenges you face, purpose remains constant. It's not dependent on external conditions or temporary achievements. It's rooted in who you are at your core and in the unique contribution you are meant to make to the world. This constancy provides a sense of stability and hope, even in the midst of change and uncertainty. It reminds you that your life has meaning, even when the road is difficult. Purpose also brings joy and fulfillment that cannot be manufactured by external means. It gives you a reason to wake up in the morning and to face each day with enthusiasm and gratitude. When you are aligned with your purpose, even the mundane aspects of life take on new significance. Work becomes more than a paycheck, relationships become more than companionship, and challenges become more than obstacles. Everything is imbued with a sense of meaning and significance that enriches your life on every level. Purpose is what makes life worth living. It's the force that drives innovation, creativity, and progress. It's what inspires people to overcome incredible odds, to pursue their dreams with unwavering determination, and to leave a mark on the world that cannot be erased. It's what separates those who merely exist from those who truly live. And it's available to everyone regardless of background, circumstances, or past mistakes. All it requires is a willingness to look within, to ask the hard questions, and to commit to living a life of intention and meaning. Greatness lies in authenticity, because it is the foundation of true personal power. It is not measured by imitation, nor is it confined to external markers of success that society often celebrates. Authenticity is about being rooted in who you are, embracing your unique design, and living in alignment with your core values and truth. It requires courage to step away from societal norms, courage to reject conformity, and courage to be vulnerable. It is through this vulnerability that we discover the immense strength that resides within us. The strength that does not depend on applause, approval, or validation, but instead radiates from self-awareness, integrity, and alignment with one's true nature. To be authentic, you must first know yourself. That means peeling back the layers of expectation, assumptions, and conditioning that have accumulated over time. From the time we are children, the world tells us who we are supposed to be. It tells us what success looks like, how we should behave, and what paths we must follow to be accepted. But true greatness does not come from following someone else's blueprint. It emerges when you step off the beaten path and create your own. This requires introspection and self-honesty, which can be uncomfortable because it forces you to confront your fears, insecurities, and doubts. Yet it is in that confrontation that you find clarity. Authenticity isn't just about knowing your strengths, it's about embracing your weaknesses as well. It's easy to present a polished version of yourself to the world, but greatness requires more than surface-level perfection. It requires a willingness to embrace your humanity, flaws and all. When you accept yourself fully, you free yourself from the burden of pretending to be someone you're not. This freedom allows you to tap into your full potential. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about being real, and in that realness lies a power that cannot be shaken by circumstances or opinions. When you live authentically, you inspire others to do the same. Authenticity is magnetic. People are drawn to those who are unapologetically themselves because it gives them permission to embrace their own truth. This is why the greatest leaders, thinkers, and creators in history have always been those who dared to be different. They didn't strive to fit in, they sought to stand out. They understood that their unique perspective was their superpower. By embracing who they were, they challenged the status quo and changed the world. You cannot lead, create, or innovate from a place of imitation. Authenticity is the birthplace of originality, and originality is the seed of greatness. Living authentically also means honoring your values. It means aligning your actions, decisions, and goals with what truly matters to you. When you compromise your values to fit in or gain approval, you lose a piece of yourself. Over time, these compromises chip away at your sense of self and leave you feeling disconnected and unfulfilled. But when you live in alignment with your values, you create a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling. This alignment gives you a sense of purpose and direction. It allows you to move through life with confidence, knowing that you are being true to yourself. Authenticity is not a destination, it's a journey. It requires ongoing self-reflection and a willingness to grow. As you evolve, your understanding of yourself deepens, and your authenticity becomes more refined. This journey is not always easy. It requires you to let go of the need for approval and to be comfortable with standing alone when necessary. It may mean walking away from relationships, environments, or opportunities that are not aligned with your truth. This can be painful, but it is necessary for growth. When you choose authenticity over comfort, you choose growth over stagnation. Fear is often the biggest obstacle to authenticity. Fear of judgment, fear of rejection, and fear of failure can make it tempting to hide behind a facade. But the cost of living inauthentically is far greater than the discomfort of facing your fears. When you hide who you are, you deny the world the gift of your uniqueness. You also deny yourself the opportunity to live a life that is true to who you are. The fear of rejection may keep you from taking risks, but it is through those risks that you discover your true potential. Authenticity requires you to push past fear and trust in your own worth. Greatness lies in authenticity because authenticity breeds resilience. When you are grounded in who you are, you become less affected by external circumstances. You no longer need validation from others because your sense of self-worth comes from within. This inner strength allows you to navigate challenges with grace and determination. It enables you to bounce back from setbacks and to keep moving forward even when the path is difficult. Resilience is a key ingredient of greatness, and it is cultivated through authenticity. Authenticity also fosters deeper connections with others. When you are authentic, you create an environment where others feel safe to be themselves. This leads to more meaningful relationships built on trust and mutual respect. These connections are not just personally fulfilling, they are also essential for success. Whether in personal or professional settings, authenticity strengthens relationships and fosters collaboration. People want to work with and support those who are genuine because authenticity builds trust. In a world that often values conformity over individuality, living authentically is an act of rebellion. It is a declaration that you will not be defined by the expectations of others. It is a commitment to living a life that is true to you. This commitment requires strength and self-belief, but it is also deeply liberating. When you stop trying to be what others expect and start being who you truly are, you reclaim your power. You take control of your narrative and begin to write your own story. Authenticity is not about being the loudest or the most confident person in the room. It's about being real. It's about showing up as your true self, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. It's about being honest, even when it's difficult. Authenticity is not something you do, it's something you are. It's about embodying your truth in every aspect of your life. This level of integrity is what sets great individuals apart. It's what makes their impact lasting and their legacy timeless. True greatness is not about accumulation, it's about contribution. And you cannot contribute meaningfully to the world unless you are authentic. When you operate from a place of authenticity, your actions are aligned with your purpose. This alignment allows you to create work that is not only successful but also significant. It allows you to make an impact that extends beyond yourself. This is the essence of greatness, living in a way that uplifts others and leaves the world better than you found it. Authenticity requires you to embrace the unknown. When you let go of who you think you're supposed to be, you open yourself up to the possibility of who you could become. This requires faith in yourself, faith in your journey, and faith in the process. It requires you to trust that your uniqueness is not a flaw but a gift. It requires you to believe that who you are is enough, and that your authenticity is your greatest asset. The journey to authenticity is not always linear. There will be moments of doubt, moments when you question yourself, and moments when you feel the pull to conform. But these moments are part of the process. They are opportunities to reaffirm your commitment to being true to yourself. They are reminders that greatness is not about never wavering, but about always returning to your truth. When you embrace authenticity, you unlock your full potential. You begin to live with intention and purpose. You stop chasing external validation and start creating a life that feels meaningful to you. You become a force to be reckoned with because your strength comes from within. You become unstoppable because you are no longer held back by fear or doubt. You become a leader, not because you seek to lead, but because your authenticity inspires others to follow. Greatness lies in authenticity because it is through authenticity that you discover who you truly are. It is through authenticity that you find your voice, your power, and your purpose. It is through authenticity that you create a life that is not only successful but also significant. Authenticity is not just a path to greatness, it is greatness itself. Purpose requires action because it is not something that simply falls into place without effort. It is the result of a deliberate and consistent pursuit. Many people misunderstand the nature of purpose, believing it to be a magical moment of clarity or a passive revelation. However, purpose is not something that shows up uninvited. It is drawn out by your willingness to move, to explore, and to take risks. It requires an active role in your life, a determination to break through barriers and step into the unknown. Sitting back and waiting for your purpose to appear is like expecting a seed to grow without planting it in the soil, watering it, and giving it the care it needs to thrive. Action is the water, the sunlight, and the nurturing force that turns potential into reality. To pursue your purpose, you have to begin with the understanding that action isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Too often people get stuck waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect moment, or the perfect set of circumstances. They convince themselves that they need more time, more resources, or more clarity before they can take the first step. But the truth is, clarity comes through movement. Action itself creates understanding. As you begin to move toward what feels right, even if it's uncertain or incomplete, you gain insights, discover new paths, and uncover opportunities that were invisible from the starting line. Purpose begins to reveal itself not in the planning stage, but in the doing stage. Action also requires courage, because stepping into your purpose often means stepping away from what is comfortable or familiar. It may require you to let go of old habits, mindsets, or even relationships that no longer align with the direction you're headed. This can feel like a loss at first, but it's actually a gain. Growth demands sacrifice, and purpose demands growth. When you take action toward your purpose, you're signaling to the universe, to yourself, and to everyone around you that you are serious about living a life of meaning. You're proving that you're willing to do what it takes, even when it's hard, even when it's scary, and even when you don't have all the answers. There's also an important relationship between action and fear. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles to discovering and living your purpose. It whispers doubts in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, or that you'll fail. But fear loses its power when faced with action. Every time you take a step, no matter how small, you weaken fear's grip on your mind. Action builds confidence. It reminds you that you are capable, that you can learn, and that mistakes are not the end of the road, they are part of the journey. In fact, failure is often a sign that you're moving in the right direction because it means you're trying, experimenting, and pushing past your limits. Purpose doesn't require perfection, but it does require persistence, and persistence is born from consistent action. Another key aspect of action is alignment. It's not just about being busy or doing things for the sake of doing them, it's about intentional action. The world is full of distractions and demands that can pull you in 100 different directions, but not all activity is meaningful. Purposeful action means choosing what aligns with your values, your vision, and your goals. It's about saying yes to what matters most and having the discipline to say no to what doesn't. This kind of focus takes practice, but it's essential because your energy and time are limited resources. Every moment spent on something that doesn't move you closer to your purpose is a moment you can't get back. Purpose requires you to be a steward of your own time and to invest it wisely. Purposeful action also means embracing the process. It's not just about achieving a specific goal or reaching a particular destination, it's about the journey of becoming the person you were meant to be. Each step you take, no matter how small, is shaping you, teaching you, and preparing you for what's next. Even the detours, the setbacks, and the challenges have value because they refine your character and deepen your understanding of who you are. Purpose isn't static, it evolves as you grow. And growth only happens through action. The person you are today is not the person you will be a year from now, and the only way to bridge that gap is to keep moving forward, one step at a time. Action also requires a willingness to start before you're ready. If you wait until everything is perfect, you'll never begin. There will always be reasons to delay, excuses to lean on, or fears to hold you back. But purpose demands urgency. It's not something to be put off until tomorrow because tomorrow isn't guaranteed. The time to act is now. Even if you don't know exactly what your purpose looks like, even if you're unsure of the full picture, start with what you do know. Start with what's in front of you. Take the opportunities that align with your passions and your talents, and trust that the next step will become clear as you go. Purpose isn't a straight line, it's a path that unfolds as you walk it. Another essential element of action is consistency. It's not enough to take one big leap and then stop. Purpose requires sustained effort over time. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and staying committed even when the results aren't immediate. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum is what carries you through the tough times. There will be moments when progress feels slow, when doubt creeps in, and when the temptation to quit is strong. But purpose is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about the long game, and the only way to win is to keep moving, no matter how small the steps may seem. Purposeful action also involves reflection. As you take steps toward your purpose, it's important to pause and evaluate where you are. Are your actions aligned with your values? Are they bringing you closer to the life you want to create? Reflection helps you stay on course and make adjustments as needed. It's a way to ensure that your effort is not wasted and that your actions are truly meaningful. Purpose is not about being busy, it's about being effective. And effectiveness comes from intentionality, focus, and a willingness to learn from your experiences. It's also worth noting that action is contagious. When you live with purpose and take bold steps toward your goals, you inspire others to do the same. Your courage gives others permission to step into their own purpose. Your persistence becomes a model for those around you. Purposeful action creates a ripple effect that goes beyond your own life. It touches the lives of others, spreads positivity, and creates a legacy that lasts long after you're gone. In this way, action not only helps you discover your purpose, but also amplifies its impact on the world. Action also has a way of opening doors that you didn't even know existed. Opportunities have a way of showing up when you're in motion. When you take that first step, even if it's small, you position yourself to meet the right people, encounter the right circumstances, and find the resources you need to move forward. But none of that can happen if you stay still. Purpose requires you to put yourself out there, to take risks, and to trust that the process will unfold in your favor. The universe responds to effort, and effort is the language of action. Ultimately, purpose is a partnership between you and your actions. It's not something you discover in a single moment, it's something you build over a lifetime. Each choice, each step, and each effort contributes to the larger picture of who you are and what you're here to do. Action is what turns dreams into reality, potential into purpose, and ideas into impact. Without action, purpose remains a possibility. With action, it becomes a reality. Purpose is about service, because at its core, our existence is interconnected with the lives of others. When we strip away the superficial layers of ambition, wealth, and personal achievement, what remains is the truth that life is not meant to be lived in isolation. True fulfillment comes not from what we acquire for ourselves, but from what we give to others. Every one of us is uniquely equipped with talents, experiences, and passions that, when directed outward, can profoundly impact those around us. Purpose, then, isn't just a personal quest, it's a responsibility to contribute meaningfully to the world in ways that elevate others and bring solutions to their challenges. The misconception many people have about purpose is that it revolves solely around individual goals or self-fulfillment. While personal growth is an essential component of discovering one's purpose, it is merely the foundation. The next and more significant step is to channel that growth into something greater than oneself. When you understand that your talents and abilities were given to serve others, a paradigm shift occurs. Life becomes less about achieving milestones for personal satisfaction and more about how those achievements can be leveraged to make a difference. It's in this outward focus that purpose is truly realized. Service transforms your existence from being self-centered to other-centered, and that is where the magic of purpose begins to unfold. When you serve others through your purpose, you activate a ripple effect. A single act of service, no matter how small, has the power to inspire, uplift, and empower someone else, who in turn might do the same for others. This ripple creates a legacy of impact that far exceeds the limits of your immediate reach. Think about it, the most revered leaders, visionaries, and change-makers throughout history are remembered not for what they kept to themselves, but for what they gave to the world. Their purpose wasn't confined to personal gain, it was rooted in service, whether through ideas, inventions, leadership, or acts of kindness. Living a life of service doesn't mean sacrificing your well-being or neglecting your personal goals. On the contrary, it enhances your life in ways that no amount of self-serving effort can. When you give to others, you experience a deep sense of fulfillment and joy that material possessions or accolades cannot provide. This is because service aligns with the very nature of human beings. We are hardwired to connect, to share, and to uplift one another. Serving others taps into this innate wiring, allowing you to experience the richness of life in its most authentic form. The more you give, the more your own life is enriched, not in a transactional sense, but in a way that nourishes your spirit and reinforces your sense of purpose. Purpose-driven service also creates clarity and direction. Often people struggle with finding their purpose because they approach it from a self-focused perspective. They ask, what will bring me happiness? Or what will make me successful? While these are valid questions, they can lead to a narrow and incomplete understanding of purpose. When you shift the question to, how can I use my gifts to serve others? The answers become clearer. Purpose reveals itself more readily when it is tied to service, because service gives your life context. It connects your individual journey to a larger narrative, giving meaning to your efforts and providing a sense of fulfillment that is rooted in impact. Service through purpose isn't limited to grand gestures or monumental actions. It can be found in the small, everyday moments where you choose to put someone else's needs ahead of your own. It could be as simple as listening attentively to a friend, mentoring a colleague, or sharing your knowledge to help someone overcome a challenge. These acts, though seemingly minor, are profound because they embody the essence of service, placing value on others and recognizing that your purpose is intertwined with their well-being. Over time, these small acts accumulate and create a legacy of service that reflects the depth and authenticity of your purpose. One of the most beautiful aspects of serving others is that it creates a cycle of growth and empowerment. When you serve from a place of purpose, you not only help others grow, but also grow yourself in the process. Service challenges you to step outside of your comfort zone, develop empathy, and expand your perspective. It pushes you to think beyond your own needs and consider the greater good. This outward focus often leads to personal transformation as you discover strengths, resilience, and insights that you may not have known you possessed. In serving others, you unlock deeper layers of your own potential, which in turn equips you to serve even more effectively. Service is also a powerful antidote to the emptiness that often accompanies a life focused solely on self-interest. Many people achieve wealth, power, and status only to find themselves unfulfilled because their accomplishments lack a sense of meaning. This is because true fulfillment cannot be achieved in isolation. It is the result of connecting with others and contributing to something greater than yourself. Purpose is about creating value not just for your own life, but for the lives of those around you. and that value is best expressed through service. Another key aspect of purpose-driven service is its ability to build community and foster connection. When you serve others, you create bonds that transcend superficial interactions. You become part of a collective effort to make the world a better place, and this sense of belonging is deeply rewarding. It reminds you that you are not alone in your journey and that your contributions matter. Service bridges the gap between individuals, creating a network of support, encouragement, and shared purpose. In this way, serving others not only fulfills your purpose but also strengthens the fabric of society as a whole. Service also has the power to inspire others to discover and live out their own purpose. When people see you using your gifts to make a difference, it encourages them to do the same. Your example becomes a catalyst for change, motivating others to step into their own purpose and contribute to the greater good. This is the essence of legacy, not only living a life of purpose yourself, but also empowering others to do the same. The impact of purpose-driven service extends far beyond your immediate actions, creating a ripple effect that touches countless lives and shapes the future. It's important to note that serving others through your purpose doesn't mean neglecting your own needs or sacrificing your well-being. In fact, true service requires you to be at your best, both physically and emotionally, so that you can give from a place of abundance rather than depletion. This is why self-care and personal growth are integral to living a life of service. When you invest in yourself by developing your skills, nurturing your passions, and maintaining your health, you equip yourself to serve others more effectively. Purpose and service are not opposing forces, they are complementary. By fulfilling your purpose, you naturally serve others, and by serving others, you reinforce your sense of purpose. Ultimately, purpose is about recognizing that your life is part of a larger tapestry. The threads of your experiences, talents, and passions are woven together not for your benefit alone, but to contribute to the greater good. Each of us has a unique role to play in this tapestry, and when we embrace that role through service, we add depth, color, and meaning to the fabric of life. This perspective shifts your focus from what you can take from the world to what you can give, and in doing so, it transforms your existence from one of mere survival to one of profound impact and fulfillment. Legacy begins now. It is not something reserved for the distant future, nor is it an abstract concept meant only for those who achieve fame or fortune. Legacy is the impact you create through the choices you make, the values you live by, and the lives you touch, starting today. Often people imagine legacy as a culmination of years of work, a grand finale, or a final act to cement their name in history. But in reality, legacy is being written every moment you are alive, in the way you show up for life and for others. The way you treat people, the way you lead, the way you respond to challenges, and even the way you handle the mundane all contribute to the story you leave behind. Legacy isn't built in a single moment of greatness, it's crafted in the small, everyday decisions that often seem inconsequential. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement, and every moment you spend lifting others is a brick in the foundation of your legacy. It's not about waiting for the right time to make an impact. The right time is always now. People often procrastinate on their dreams and their desire to make a difference because they feel unprepared or think they need more resources, knowledge, or influence. But the truth is, you already have what you need to start shaping your legacy. It begins with being intentional about how you live today, with the tools, skills, and opportunities you already have. The misconception about legacy is that it is tied to grand accomplishments, building empires, winning accolades, or reaching a high status in life. While those achievements can be meaningful, they are not the essence of a legacy. A true legacy is far more profound and personal. It is the lasting impression you leave in the hearts and minds of others. It's the memories you create, the love you share, and the values you instill in those around you. Legacy is about making others feel seen, valued, and inspired. It's about creating ripples of impact that extend far beyond your immediate reach, touching lives you may never even meet. One of the most powerful truths about legacy is that it doesn't have to be loud to be lasting. You don't need a spotlight to leave a mark. Some of the most enduring legacies are built in quiet moments, in the sacrifices made for loved ones, in the courage to stand for what is right, and in the humility to admit mistakes and grow. Legacy is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about being willing to show up as your authentic self and do your best with what you have. Even in failure, you have the opportunity to build a legacy of resilience and perseverance, showing others that setbacks are not the end but a part of the journey. Living with the awareness that your legacy is being shaped now brings a heightened sense of purpose to everything you do. It shifts your perspective from merely existing to truly living with intention. You begin to see every interaction, every opportunity, and every challenge as a chance to contribute to something greater than yourself. You start to recognize that the way you carry yourself in the face of adversity speaks louder than any speech you could give. Your legacy is reflected in how you navigate the storms of life, how you treat others when no one is watching, and how you remain true to your values even when it's inconvenient or unpopular. Time is often seen as a distant horizon, a resource we have plenty of, but the reality is that none of us knows how much time we have. This is not meant to instill fear, but to ignite urgency. If legacy begins now, then every moment matters. Every day is an opportunity to make a difference, to invest in relationships, to pursue your purpose, and to create memories that will outlive you. There's a sense of empowerment that comes with realizing you don't have to wait to be remembered. You can live in a way that matters right now. The small, intentional actions you take today can have a ripple effect that influences generations. Think about the people who have left a legacy in your own life. Chances are it wasn't because they did something monumental on a global scale. It was likely because they showed you kindness, believed in you when you doubted yourself, or inspired you to see the world in a new way. Their legacy lives on through you, and in the same way, your legacy will live on through the people you touch. It's a reminder that legacy isn't just about what you accomplish, it's about who you are. It's about the values you embody and the way you make others feel in your presence. Sometimes people hesitate to think about legacy because it feels overwhelming or too distant. They tell themselves they'll focus on it later once they've achieved more or figured things out. But the beauty of legacy is that it doesn't require you to have everything figured out. It simply requires you to show up and do your best today. It's about progress, not perfection. It's about making a conscious effort to align your actions with your values, to live in a way that reflects what matters most to you, and to keep moving forward even when the path isn't clear. Legacy is also about planting seeds that you may never see grow. It's about doing the right thing, not for immediate results or recognition, but because it contributes to something greater. It's about mentoring someone even if they never thank you, about standing up for what's right, even if it's unpopular, and about giving your best even when no one else notices. These acts of selflessness and integrity are what build a lasting legacy. They create a ripple effect that extends beyond your lifetime, touching people and places you may never know. Living with legacy in mind doesn't mean you need to be perfect or have all the answers. It simply means you are aware of the impact you have on others and choose to make that impact positive. It's about understanding that your life has significance and that every day is an opportunity to use your influence, no matter how big or small, to make the world a better place. Legacy isn't about waiting until you've made it to give back, it's about giving back along the way. It's about realizing that the journey itself is part of the legacy you leave. Every person has the capacity to leave a legacy, regardless of their background, circumstances, or resources. Legacy is not reserved for a select few, it's available to anyone who chooses to live with purpose and intention. It's not about comparing yourself to others or measuring your impact against someone else's achievements. Your legacy is unique to you. It's about being the best version of yourself and using your gifts, experiences, and challenges to make a difference in your own way. When you begin to live with the awareness that legacy starts now, you also begin to take responsibility for how you show up in the world. You become more mindful of your words, your actions, and your decisions. You recognize that every choice you make contributes to the story you are writing, and you strive to make that story one worth remembering. It's not about being perfect or never making mistakes, it's about being willing to learn, grow, and use those lessons to become better. It's about being honest with yourself and others and striving to live in alignment with your values. Living with legacy in mind also brings a sense of fulfillment. It gives you a reason to get up in the morning, a purpose that goes beyond yourself. It shifts your focus from what you can gain to what you can give, from what you can achieve to what you can contribute. This shift in perspective is transformative. It allows you to see the bigger picture and to live in a way that is deeply meaningful and rewarding. It reminds you that your life has value and that you have the power to make a difference, no matter where you are or what you are going through. Legacy is not something you wait to create, it's something you live every day. It's in the way you love, the way you lead, the way you forgive, and the way you persevere. It's in the way you show up for the people who matter most to you and the way you extend grace to those who don't. It's in the way you handle success, and the way you respond to failure. Legacy is in the little things, the moments that may seem insignificant at the time, but carry weight in the hearts of those you touch. Ultimately, legacy is about living with the understanding that your life matters and that you have the power to make a lasting impact. It's about embracing each day as an opportunity to contribute to something greater than yourself and to create a ripple effect of positive change. It's about recognizing that the choices you make today shape the story you leave behind, and that story has the potential to inspire, uplift, and transform lives for generations to come.